Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, there is optimism in the air again, and it is overwhelming boomer angst. On Wall Street today, the Standard & Poor's 500 has pushed on higher, breaking yesterday's record, as investors are more optimistic about the American economy, with lingering concerns about global growth in the background. Other stock markets are pushing higher as well. That optimism is flowing through to airlines and the major plane makers who have raised their long-term forecast for new aircraft demand, betting that rising wealth in Asia would continue to boost air traffic and offset any short-term hits to the global economy. The immediate data shows a 4.6% growth in passenger traffic in the year to May. Global air freight growth was pretty modest in May, however. In China, industry data out overnight showed that they produced and sold a tad over 2 million vehicles in June, which is up almost 15% on the same month a year ago, although it was marginally less than in May. This is the sort of data that goes a long way to reassuring investors that China is not coming unstuck and the transition to a more consumer-oriented economy is happening. Perhaps part of the reason things aren't as bad is that power, the media and news narrative is run by older people. This age group is nowhere near as optimistic as others. It is the young who are more positive about their future, and their spending habits reflect that, on cars and on travel. And these habits continue to drive the world economy. This seems true in the US and Europe as it is in China. Even in Japan, the optimism of youth has handed Prime Minister Abe a decisive election win. Japanese in their teens and 20s backed his ruling coalition in Sunday's parliamentary voting, a sign that Japan's hawkish security policy and the improved job market there were well received. Meanwhile, the older heads in the IMF still see trouble, and their latest gaze is turned to the EU and the Eurozone. They see the euro area in recovery, but also see the medium-term outlook as weak. They want to see further integration, including a common deposit insurance level and improvements to bank balance sheets. Back in New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield rose sharply today and are now at 1.42%. On the other hand, the US benchmark oil price has slipped, now just under $45 a barrel, and the Brent benchmark is just under $46 a barrel. The gold price is also marginally lower at $1,355 an ounce. New Zealand dollar starts today almost half a cent lower against the greenback at 72.2 US cents, is at 95.8 Aussie cents, and at 66.3 euro cents. The TWI is at 75. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.